So, let's say you go to work. You bring a pump change, for you diabetics out there. You put in your leg, and then 30 seconds later you go to the bathroom. Shit, I rip it out. Uh-oh, I don't have a backup. Oh no. You didn't learn this from me, and I don't advise this. But in a pinch, you can take your old one, not your old one, the one that you just ripped out on accident, and it takes some finesse, but you gotta take this part off, and then you gotta put this back on, so you can try and keep it as sticky as possible. You gotta put that back on without this part. And you find your insertion device, and it has just like a needle going into like the rubber part. It has a gasket here, and that gasket, if you're now this is designed to actually break. They try and engineer it so you can't do this. There's actually a cut in that needle on the bottom, so if you're not super careful, it will bend. It'll literally just bend in half. You gotta line it up. See, there's the bottom. It'll have that arrow. So, you gotta line it up. You gotta be very careful. And go super slow. Take you a couple tries. Oh, I got it. And it is back in the insertion device. And if you accidentally kink this, it should work the same. Okay. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this off, and you're gonna take some super glue, and super glue was invented for skin, by the way, by the US military, Vietnam, to my understanding. You're gonna take it and you're gonna dab dot, 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 dot around the edges. Just around the edges, don't need a lot. Now obviously this is infection city here, so this is only an emergency, but if you're in an emergency, you better have insulin than not insulin. And then I'd advise you to change this as soon as you can. And then you just, you reinsert it. Now the only difference is you're gonna wanna wait till that super glue can stick. So you're gonna wait like 30 seconds and I know it hurts, but leave it in until that super glue has a chance to dry. And the end result should look something like that. You can kind of see where the super glue dried. Now we're just gonna see and make sure my blood sugar is higher. So sometimes when you get a new pump change and you've had it for many years, it takes a while for the new change to work. So if this took, which I'll know really shortly, I will level out. But it is possible in a pinch to, have a backup plan. And obviously the correct backup plan is to have a pump change, an extra pump change. But sometimes in a hurry, life, get busy. Of course, I always carry backup insulin pens wherever possible. So obviously this is the preferred method as a backup, safer. And then also having the long-acting as a backup is really important to know. I've had diabetes since I was 7. My pancreas is dead. So 20 plus years. More than that. Oh my gosh, it's been, oh man, I'm getting old. 28 years of diabetes, type 1. I remember when the first pumps were like bricks. But anyways, hopefully that tip helps you in a pinch. Now, I don't advise this unless it's an emergency, but it can be a useful trick to get you insulin in an emergency situation where you only have one change, and sometimes you don't have the super glue. You know, do what you can. You might have to tape it, something, but that's the best way, because once the sticky's gone, it's gone. It's not gonna stick. You can use Band-Aids, skin tape, compression tape if you had to wrap around your leg to keep that pump site secured. But yeah, sometimes life gets busy, and I'm not a doctor. I'm just a long-term type 1 diabetic, and I've had to do things to help in situations where I didn't have an alternative. I didn't have an easy access to backups. And today's one of those days where I have my insulin pen and I forgot the needle caps. So this is useless right now. Really all I have, which I would do if I had to, I always carry backups of these. Sometimes I'm not paying attention, and you can refill your pump with this combination or insulin reservoir. But if I had to, I could use this as a needle. That would be awful. That's a very big needle, and it's not really for dosing for small amounts. So obviously this is 50 units. You know, you're only going to be using like a fraction of that in a pinch. Hopefully you don't need 50 units. You're probably in a hospital situation at that point, and I can't imagine them dosing you that at one time. And some of us are better diabetics than others. I guess I'm one of those okay diabetics. Just make it work.